at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in that parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, that's no parking. Look at this way. Like, you ain't getting nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park him.
Don't park him. Yeah, that's how they get.
No, man, you can't park him on the gas spot.
I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long.
On the gas spot, man.
Boy, what's going on, dog?
In Harbor Island, North Minnesota, I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis moves swiftly to finalize his cabinet following a fresh election mandate. Plus, agricultural officials prepare to roll out the second phase of the Golden Yoke program. And in sports, champions are crowned in the GSSSA. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition starts now. Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders, and welcome to the broadcast. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis has completed his cabinet appointments with 8 substantive ministers and 7 ministers of state receiving their instruments of appointment during a ceremony before a crowded room of family and friends at Government House Saturday morning. Rounding off the list were the Honorable Ginger Moxie, once again taking the oath as Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Lisa Raming, sworn in as Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations, Senator the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, sworn in as Senator and Minister of Economic Affairs at the same time, while Senator the Honorable Barbara Cartwright joins him, also sworn in as a Senator and Minister of Social Services. The Honorable Leon Lundy takes on the post as Minister of Transport. First-timer Sebastian Bastian is the Minister of Innovation and National Development. The Honorable Miles LaRota is the new Minister of National Security, while the Honorable Leslie Miller Bryce takes on the post of Minister of Culture, Arts, and Heritage. Sworn in as junior ministers were the Honorable Bacchus Roll as Minister of State for Social Services, the Honorable Bacchus Roll as Minister of State for Social Services, as I indicated. The Honorable Wayne Watson as Minister of State for Innovation and National Development. The Honorable Leonardo Lightbourne, Minister of State for Agriculture and Marine Resources in charge of BAMSI. The Honorable Owen Wells, Minister of State for Health and Wellness. Darren Pickstock, Minister of State for Immigration and Foreign Affairs. And the Honorable Kirk Cornish and the Honorable Mikhail Barnaby, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. With his cabinet its completion, Prime Minister the Honorable Phyllis Davis says it is time to begin the work the public entrusted government to do. And the newly appointed Minister for Innovation and National Development, the Honorable Sebastian, says he's eager to take on the role following his involvement with the gaming house Island Luck, which he co-founded and stepped down as CEO from several months ago, and is ready to execute the Prime Minister's mandate. Now, Miller Bryce, taking on culture, was excluded from cabinet during her first term due to her husband's ownership in gaming house A Shore Win. She is ready to take on that challenge as a Junkanua. LaRota, the country's new Minister of National Security, is ready to make an impact in that ministry, but says he will also lean on the expertise of the armed forces. Senator the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, who's making his return to frontline politics as Minister of Economic Affairs, says he is excited particularly about his Senate role. Other news for you tonight, Mr. Leander Bryce, a husband of Leslie Miller Bryce, has resigned his position as Chief Executive of GLK Limited as A Shore Win, the move paving the way for the appointment of his wife to cabinet in keeping with government protocols and to avoid any potential conflict of interest. Ms. Bryce was officially sworn in today as new Minister of Culture, Arts and Heritage after a successful re-election to Parliament as a Member of Parliament for Seabreeze. According to a release issued today, Mr. Bryce confirmed his resignation in correspondence submitted to the Gaming Board for the Bahamas dated May 5th, 2026, advising of his intention to step away from the gaming company and related financial interests. Other news for you tonight, the Housing Minister providing more insight on the issues topping his agenda as he takes charge of that important portfolio once again. Fern Carey tells us that shortening the pathways to affordable home ownership for Bahamians is also a key area of focus.
The new Minister of Housing and Land Reform, Keith Bell, pledging to accelerate plans for land reform across the country in order to ensure that the path to home and property ownership is more efficient for stakeholders. Minister Bell, who served as Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal under the previous Davis-led administration, assured that the legislative framework is already in place to modernize land ownership.
You would note in our previous administration, we would have passed the Land Registration Act and the Land Adjudication Act. And in addition to that, the Honorable Prime Minister had already accelerated the acquisition of homes, the acquisition of land in Foxhill, in Bozane Town, in Pitt Road, and in Moores Island. And the idea then is for us to now ensure that every Bahamian get a piece of their rock, which they rightfully deserve.
The Housing Minister also noted that plans are already in place to transform the Land Registration Department with a view of modernizing the land registration process.
This is revolutionary. It is something which will be part of our legacy. I'm very excited about it, and our team is ready to go.
A number of Bahamians have already been given land certificates to secure clear title to their property under the previous Davis-led administration, the move settling decades-old land disputes. Minister Bell assured that the initiative will continue, including the construction of affordable homes for residents.
I anticipate some in the vicinity of 500 or more. You would recall that we've already laid out the ground for Adastra Gardens. That's about 160 homes there. We're looking to create Pinecrest 2, which is another 200 homes. We are well on the way with Renaissance in our phase 3 and 4, which is another 200 homes. We're looking at San Salvador, Abaco, Grand Bahama. We're creating homes, we're building homes everywhere.
The Housing Minister said the government will also continue to compulsory acquire private properties for public use in order to address the housing shortage in the nation. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Agricultural officials preparing to roll out the second phase of the multi-million-dollar Golden Yoke program. The initiative saw the first batch of locally produced eggs hit store shelves here in New Providence last month, marking the first phase of the program. Retaining his portfolio as Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources under the second-term Davis administration, the Honorable Jomo Campbell said the initiative will play a significant role in reducing the country's hefty food import bill while reducing egg prices for consumers.
Once we ensure that the first phase has become firmly established on its own, and then we are seeking to expand. That's as it relates to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. The Golden Yoke program has been received and it's with open arms, and it's been a resounding success thus far. We have already sold over 5,000 cases of locally produced eggs, and those eggs are being sold at under $3.20 per dozen. And I think what Bahamians are realizing is it is truly better to buy Bahamian.
Minister Campbell also noted that the program will be expanded in the months ahead.
In the Bahamas, we are capable of feeding ourselves first and foremost through this poultry program, and then we will look to be extending it very soon to chicken leg quarters, Bahamian-produced chicken wings, and organically grown whole chickens. And I can assure Bahamians at large that the chickens that are laying those eggs are free-range, organically fed. So when you eat it, it's not just $1 that you're saving, you're also increasing your health and your livelihood and your well-being.
Well, a serious traffic accident in San Salvador claiming the life of a 43-year-old man. Authorities say shortly after 9 a.m. Friday, an off-duty police officer was traveling south along Queens Highway and was preparing to turn into his yard when a Lexus overtook him at a high rate of speed. Moments later, the vehicle came to a sudden stop. The officer then discovered that the Lexus had collided with a motorcycle, and the motorcyclist was lying on the road with severe injuries to his bodies. Emergency services rushed the victim to the local clinic. He was later airlifted here to the capital, where he died from his injuries in hospital. Well, a Bahamian man who survived a dramatic plane crash off the Florida coast earlier this week is now facing serious federal drug charges in the United States. John Eric Gardner, one of 11 people rescued after a small aircraft went down in waters off Florida Tuesday, appeared before a U.S. federal judge Friday in the Southern District of New York. International media reports say Gardner is accused of cocaine importation and drug conspiracy offenses dating back to 2023. Court documents also allege that investigators recovered $30,000 in cash from a cross-body bag in his possession. Authorities further claim they discovered a handwritten note referencing a politician, though the name was redacted in foul court documents. Gardner is expected back in court for additional hearings as the federal case moves forward. Well, a man and woman are in police custody after an alleged gunpoint confrontation on Prince Charles Drive Friday night. Police say the incident unfolded shortly after 7 p.m. outside a business establishment where a man was sitting inside a gold Kia Soul parked behind a white Nissan Cube. According to investigators, a 32-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman exited the Nissan Cube with the male suspect allegedly armed with a firearm. Police say the suspect pointed the weapon at the driver of the Kia Soul and ordered him to move his vehicle. The pair then got back into the Nissan Cube and drove east along Prince Charles Drive. Officers later intercepted the vehicle on Peachtree Avenue, where a searcher allegedly turned up a firearm and a quantity of ammunition. Both suspects were taken into custody as investigations continue. Well, there's more right after this.
Some home items don't get enough attention until the wrong one fails. Let's talk about ladders, tubs, and toilets. A good toilet isn't just about looks. It needs a strong build, smooth flush, and easy clean. These are built for daily use, and they're strong, modern, and reliable. Next, ladders. Whether you're fixing, painting, or working, your safety matters. It has a strong frame, a solid step, and proper grip. Whether you're fixing, painting, or working, your safety matters. A tub should feel solid, comfortable, and easy to clean, not thin and flimsy. These tubs are made to last and make your bathroom feel better the moment you step in. If you want strong toilets, ladders, and quality tubs, visit We Buy You Sell on Robinson Road. Send a WhatsApp to 636-8412 or shop online at wbusbahamas.com.
Take your business to the next level by joining the Tourism Development Corporation's Tourism Business and Products Registry. This registry will act as a hub for all Bahamian tourism-related ventures across the blue, green, and orange economies, ensuring that our entrepreneurs get the support, access, and connections they need to help develop a stronger business and ultimately a stronger industry. Join now at tdcbahamas.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
More than 200 of the world's leading climate scientists headed to the capital next week for the largest climate change conference ever hosted in the Caribbean. Fresh off his election victory, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is expected to address the high-level gathering Monday. The week-long meeting will bring together international experts studying the impacts of climate change, including rising sea levels, stronger hurricanes, coastal erosion, and threats to small island states like the Bahamas. Officials say hosting the conference underscores the Bahamas' growing role in global climate policy and the push for greater support for climate vulnerable nations. The conference will be held at the British Colonial Hotel. Bahamas Power and Light is investing in the future of the country's energy sector, awarding a standout student a major scholarship to pursue engineering abroad. As a title sponsor of the Technical Cadet Corps program, BPL presented top cadet Teranique Welch with the $20,000 scholarship and the prestigious BPL CEO Award during the program's awards ceremony earlier this month. The 4-year scholarship will support the C.R. Walker High School student as she pursues a degree in mechanical engineering. Welch says she was shocked and grateful to receive the award, calling it an opportunity that will help power her future.
I was really surprised. I know I put in the work, but I know Technical Cadet of the Year, I'm still surprised. I still know how to feel. It being from BPL, I really appreciate because I heard of an initiative about renewable energy. Well, I know it's not frustrating, but tiring to do school and then basically do more school 3 days out the week. But trust me, it pays off. Even if you don't win awards, you still gain information that you can put into your careers in the future. Lastly, I want to thank BPL for powering my future.
Honestly, because of my finances, I was not looking for her to go off. I was actually satisfied with her just probably doing maybe electrical or mechanical entry at UB. But the doors had opened up, thanks to BPL and some other sponsors, thank God. She now has the opportunity to go off in further education.
Has already been accepted to universities in Canada and the United States and hopes to begin her studies next spring. Her mother says financial challenges once made overseas studies seem out of reach, but thanks to BPL and other sponsors, those doors have now opened. BPL Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie says the company remains committed to developing the next generation of engineers and technicians needed to transform the country's energy sector.
BPL is proud to sponsor this group and make sure that we continue to train and strengthen the next generation of engineers and technicians that we indeed need at BPL in order for the future and for us to develop and continue what we are trying to do now with the complete transformation and the new era of BPL.
The Insurance Commission of the Bahamas is joining the fight to raise awareness about lupus during Lupus Awareness Month. The commission making a donation to Lupus Foundation of the Bahamas, also known as Lupus 242, to support its ongoing work assisting Bahamians affected by the chronic autoimmune disease. Observed every May, Lupus Awareness Month shines a spotlight on the illness that affects thousands around the world, including many here at home. The Insurance Commission says organizations like Lupus 242 play a critical role in educating the public, providing support, and advocating for those living with the condition. Deputy Superintendent of Insurance Rodney D. Bain Jr. says a cause hits close to home, revealing that lupus impacted a former member of the Insurance Commission family. He says the commission remains committed to supporting awareness, encouraging early detection, and helping to create a stronger support system for those affected. As Lupus Awareness Month continues, the commission is encouraging the public to learn more about lupus and support efforts aimed at bringing greater visibility to the disease. Also, today is globally recognized as International Day of the Boy Child. The day recognizes the importance of boys' well-being and the challenges they face, while also celebrating the positive aspects they bring to their communities and families. International Men's Day Bahamas organization hosting an all-boys panel forum under the theme Boys to Men, Adopting Good Habits and Attitudes. The forum takes place at 4 p.m. at the Youth Conference Room at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture on University Boulevard. Organizers say you can expect real talk, mentorship, leadership, and action. Sports is next.
Near, far, work, can I get 3 flavors in one pizza?
In here, at Little Caesars.
Ahoy! Then I'll take it for a great price.
It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
3 flavors, 1 happy you for just $11 VAT inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the Bahamas and in Bahamian women. At present, we are unable to prevent breast cancer, but performing screening mammograms can detect breast cancer at its earliest when there are no symptoms and when it is more likely to be treated successfully. All women should have a primary health care provider who is aware of their medical history, family history, and risk factors. Women 40 to 45 years can choose whether to start screening in consultation with their physician. All women 45 to 54 years should have an annual mammogram. Women older than 55 years can have a yearly mammogram or choose to have one every 2 years. Monthly breast self-exams in conjunction with the mammogram can increase the odds of early detection. Be proactive about your health.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction to sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself. Stay focused. Use basketball. Don't let basketball use you. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
The best of GSSSA Senior School soccer was on full display as teams battled for a championship and a chance to move on to nationals. In the Senior Girls Championship, the C.R. Walker Knights faced off against the Doris Johnson Marlins in a matchup featuring 2 determined squads, looking to end the season on top. From the opening whistle, the Knights controlled the tempo of the match with their strong defensive organizations and aggressive attacks, keeping Doris Johnson at bay for much of the game. Despite several strong efforts from the Marlins to create scoring chances, C.R. Walker's defense stood tall and refused to allow any clear opportunities in front of goal. The Knights eventually broke through with the game's lone goal, and that would prove to be all they needed as they secured a hard-fought 1-0 victory. With the win, C.R. Walker captured its 7th straight GSSSA Senior Girls Soccer Championship, continuing an impressive dynasty in senior school soccer. Here's the head coach.
Every time we get a championship, it feels great. Really proud of these girls. They worked hard and they got better throughout the season, and they stuck together as a team. And it was just exciting to watch the development over a relatively short season and watch them be able to. Today, I think they played their best game, and that was our goal. Win or lose, we wanted to play our best game, and we're really proud of them.
Meanwhile, in the Senior Boys Championship, the Antal Rogers Timberwolves continued their winning tradition as they took on the Doris Johnson Marlins. The Timberwolves came into the match looking to defend their crown, but Doris Johnson refused to make things easy in what they turned into a physical and tightly contested battle. Both teams created chances throughout the match, but strong defensive plays and solid goalkeeping kept the game scoreless for long stretches. However, Anatole Rogers eventually capitalized on a key opportunity and made the most of it, taking a 5-1 advantage late in the contest. Following the championship performance, the Timberwolves head coach reflects on the team's preparation and ability to rise to the occasion once again.
We had some positional changes, and many of it was mentality. Mentality, like that we developed over the course of the months, and like over the years, coming into championship, preparing, practicing, and so that it was a little they became a little nervous when it became 1-1, and so that reminder came in. The winning mentality switched in, and they pushed with everything they got to get the result that we needed.
I was at home like for the whole week. I said, God, please don't let me lose, because I come out this far to lose. We win all our games. I pray every night, saying, please God, let me come out here and win my game. And I just come out here, I focus, do what coach said me do, and we win.
In the girls' third-place matchup, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers delivered an offensive showcase, defeating R.M. Bailey 3-1 to punch their ticket to the Nationals. On the boys' side, Government High came away with a 3-0 victory over C.I. Gibson to secure their final ticket to the Nationals. Earlier today, we got to listen to a very informative seminar organized by Leap of Faith Jumpers Club, explaining to young Bahamian athletes the process and struggles of pursuing collegiate sports. President James Roll of Leap of Faith Jumpers also explained to us the purpose and benefits of this seminar.
I decided to bring in a speaker, Coach Ron Boyce from Missouri, to talk more about the eligibility of NCAA, more about how to get into college and the different levels of college, D1, D2, D3, NAIA, junior college. So a lot of the parents could have a full understanding, and some of the coaches. And because I notice a lot of the kids normally leave high school and just trying to go into college. Sometimes they get delayed in their visas and this and that. Sometimes the forms isn't followed right for the NCAA clearinghouse.
This is Wayne Wilson, Zanesto Sports.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
Time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. A very wet day around the northwest and central parts of our country, and that's courtesy to a trough that is moving towards the east. And we get you started with our live Doppler weather radar, and you can see where the rains are affecting some of these islands. We're looking at the Exuma, the entire Exuma chain is experiencing some showers as we speak. Also central and Saudi Lucia, and that is gradually spreading into the Cat Island area. Also Rumkey and San Salvador. They should be getting some of this wet stuff later on tonight as well. As this system continues to push towards the east and eventually over the open waters of the Atlantic. Right now, outside of our studios, we are under partly cloudy skies after a rather wet day. Temperature currently at 81 degrees, the relative humidity 81%, and we have east-southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,019.7 millibars. That is 30.11 inches. And your temperatures around the islands, Marshall, Barbacoa, Greenville, Key. Also Freeport, Grand Bahama at 82 degrees. The Berry Islands, 81. Allenstown, Bimini, 81 degrees. Harbor Island, 79 degrees, and Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 82 degrees. Alderstown, Cat Island, 83. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Andros, 82. In Fresh Creek, Central Andros, they have a temperature of 81 degrees. 83s in San Salvador and Rumkey. Also Georgetown, Exuma, registering 83 degrees. In Ragged Island, Clarence Long Island, and Crooked Island, 85. Betsy Bay, Meguana at 87. Also Ackland's 87. Matchitani, Nago, 85. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. Boating forecast for all areas tonight right through tomorrow. Easterly winds, those winds will be increasing overnight, becoming 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So by sunrise, we will post the caution flags for you boaters throughout the 700 hours. Now the high tide, that will take place at 8:21 tonight, not a high tide at 8:40 tomorrow morning. And going to our satellite pictures, you see that trophy now extending northeastward across the Atlantic, pushing towards the east, but there is a mid-level trough which will move into the northwest Bahamas, and that will happen sometime on Monday, and that will usher in some more showers around that time frame as well. But tonight, partly cloudy and warm with a thunderstorm in spots this evening, followed by a couple showers later on. It's your low temperature dropping off to 76 degrees. Now, tomorrow, things are going to shape up like this. A bit breezy in the morning with a strong thunderstorm in spots. Otherwise, partly sunny for the greater part of the day with a high temperature getting up to 86 degrees. Now, your extended water forecast, a couple more rounds of showers tomorrow, particularly in the morning hours. And as we go into to Monday and Tuesday, that is when that upper level troughing will move into the area, and that will bring some more isolated showers and thunderstorms right into Wednesday. But by Thursday and Friday, we'll see lots of sunshine return to the area, but by Saturday, yet another mid-level trough just to the west of us that will support some cloudy conditions over the next weekend. Temperature-wise, though, we're getting up close to the 90-degree mark as we get deep into the week. Those nighttime temperatures becoming somewhat uncomfortable. They're going to reside in the mid-70s for the greater part. Desmond.
Thank you, Basil. That ends Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Rusty Bethel Drive. I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
Boy, put your phone down, the draw back on.
Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an unexpected